What's up, readers and friends across the internet? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Read Much. I have another book review, or in this case, books review for you. Sorry if the camera is a little bit different. This is on my iPhone. We just got back from vacation and I didn't want to wait to make this video. I've been waiting too long on it, but I finally finished books 1 through 10 of One Punch Man, which I think is completely season 1 of the One Punch Man kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say series, but that might be what it is. Anyway, fantastic. The art, if you've seen my One Punch video from 1 to 4 review or reaction video, the art, I'm stunned. It's great artwork, and the artwork goes back and forth between how to say it, typical manga. Y'all gotta tell me how to say that. What's the right way to say it? Or am I completely wrong? Is there a third way to say it and I'm totally off? Anyway, one that's kind of like that Japanimation manga style drawing. Then there's super cartoony, bubbly kind of, you could get a kid to kind of draw it, or maybe a kid's version of how to draw cartoons. And then every now and then it goes super human artistic, which is super detailed and phenomenal, and the artwork is really good. I really enjoyed that. So I just want to get that out front, that if you like art, if you like drawings, One Punch Man is really good. 2, it's a completely comical. It's such a relief coming back from a hard day's work, or you're super stressed with life. One Punch Man is so comical, and so it was just a great escape. It was just so fun to dive into the artwork and into the storyline, into the characters. It's really funny. I highly enjoyed the humor that's found throughout. And then 3, yeah, just the storyline. It's just comical, man. You have this nobody, this normal guy. I'm assuming he was normal in the beginning. Yeah, we really don't know that, but this normal guy decides to become a superhero because he sees somebody get taken advantage of, and he decides to step up and face that foe, and he wins. And then he's like, man, I can do this. And so he starts training, which his training is completely comical. You need to go on YouTube and go search One Punch Man workout. It's in the manga. You can see it there. But there's people who actually hey, I'm gonna try this for 1 month and see what it does to my body. Unless you're not exercising at all, it's not gonna do much for your body. It's a basic level fitness. And he's like, this is the secret to superhuman strength. This is the secret to become super strong. And it's no. it's pretty good. But yeah, it's One Punch Man. It's named that for a reason. When he fights people, the title says it all. Anyway, it's really interesting to see where he starts and where he ends up. In the beginning, he just wants to be a superhero for fun. And then he wants to kind of get a name for himself. He wants to be known as a superhero. And then people are kind of making fun of his hair situation, and people are like, there's no way it's him. He can't be the one doing this. It must have been that guy or that girl over there, but it's never Saitama. And then throughout the series, there is some people who actually catch on to this dude is strong. And one of those is Genos, and Genos basically becomes his tutor, not because Saitama wants him, but it's oh, hey man, if this kid can pay rent, he can live with me. I'm telling you, it's so funny, just the little plucky things that happen throughout. But yeah, it was fun to follow this average Joe becoming a superhero and just kind of dealing with the politics. And so Saitama, he doesn't want anything to do with the politics side of it. He just wants to be a superhero, and he doesn't understand why superheroes are dealing with politics. Why are they doing that? If we're all supposed to be helping society become safer, why is there this huge scale of rankings that everybody's striving to become the best? Why not we just be the best at what we do, and that's good enough? Let's all save our towns as best as we can. And that's what Saitama's all about. And it's kind of cool. Saitama kind of takes on that Batman kind of person in the series. And I'm not going to say too much more about that, but I'm curious where that's going to take us. I'm curious how far down that road One Punch Man is going to go. Like I said, I've only read volumes 1 through 10, so I really look forward to picking them. I've got 11 and 12. I'm renting them from the library, so hey, support your local library. But yeah, I've got books 11 and 12 on the shelf. Not this shelf, but a shelf out in the living room. But I am ready. I am ready to dive into those books. Some of this stuff is pretty cool. Like Genos, I think that's how you say his name. The art around him powering up and using his different cyborg abilities, phenomenal. I really enjoyed the fight scene with, I don't want to do any spoilers in this video, but there's a lot of unique bad guys, and they have a grading scale of how bad the bad guys are, and I'll put them right here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and maybe 5. But basically, they'll tell you what threat level these bad guys are, and that kind of helps you and me understand, how hard is it going to be to defeat this character. And it's neat because we've got one recurring, I thought it was going to be just a rival, and it became a little bit more than that. So we have a rival. We've had some crazy awesome bad guys pop up, and Saitama is going above and beyond when it comes to handling these foes. And especially the ones that come from above. For those of you who have read the books, the ones that come from above, that was a really cool fight scene between Saitama and that bad guy. I mean, with the eye and just that was great. Okay, and here's another thing. I watched the anime before I read the series, and it didn't take away anything. They did a really good adaptation in the television version. I don't know what to call that. I don't know what the difference is between like book manga and a TV manga. So what you can see on TV, at least for the first series, was pretty close. I was actually pretty impressed, and I felt like I was reliving it. It was such a good like read. I enjoyed it. The story ends with a little bit of a cliffhanger because this new bad guy came in, and I think we've got these 2 recurring bad guys that I guess will take us into the next series. I guess that's a little bit of a spoiler, but yeah, there's this new guy, and I'm interested to see how far they go with this guy. Saitama so far has been phenomenal. This isn't a spoiler, but one of the fight scenes, like to tell you just how plucky this thing is. It's so comical. People, are announcing their moves, like, Fire Fist, or, Ultimate Cyclic, kick, or whatever. It's just weird stuff like that. One of them that Saitama does is consecutive normal punches, and normal punches they're flying. It reminded me a lot of Dragon Ball Z. I enjoy Dragon Ball Z, so this is more comical than that, though. This is really a funny series. If you haven't picked it up, you totally should. It's so easy to read through them. I guess since this is like my opinion, giving you my opinion, some of the artwork is a little suggestive. There's one episode where the bad guy, the bad girl in the series is a mosquito, and she's wearing tight clothing, and so it doesn't leave a lot for the imagination. And there's a couple of other scenes where like girls are having like a short dress, or the dress is long, but the slit in the side of the dress is a little bit high. So just be careful if that's something you're struggling with. Maybe this isn't the best series for you, but it's definitely nowhere near as bad as some of the stuff. Like I walked down the manga section last week of Barnes & Noble, and I was like, you really got to be careful with which like series you're going to read next. And I'm reading this one, I'm reading Attack on Titans, and I want to look at a couple more, but I'm going to do some research before I dig into those, because I don't want to see too much stuff like that. But yeah, One Punch Man is pretty clean in comparison to a lot of the stuff on those bookshelves. I'm excited to see where this series is going to take me. Like I said, it's super easy to read. I was just blowing through them. They're so fast. I'm not sure if I'm going to buy it one day. I'm super glad that my library has, I think, all the way through 20. So 1 through 20, I think I have access to those. I hope I do. If not, I'm going to have to figure out some way to get the rest of this series, because I want to finish it. My thoughts on this series? Great. The art's fun. The storylines are comical. It's very unique, the villains that they come up with, and having the cyborg involved inside of this. And Saitama, he just doesn't know his own strength, man. It's hysterical. And it's hysterical to see, like, his I guess it's not hysterical. it's very interesting to have the problem that Saitama does, that he wants to be the best hero in the world, and he is. But he also wants to have a challenge. He wants to test himself. You know, when you do things, when you become a professional at something, you kind of want to know where you stand against the rest of, you know, your competition. And Saitama's competition are these heroes, which they're his friends. So he's not going to fight them. But then they're the bad guys. And so he really wants to test himself, and there's nobody that can stand up against him. And there's a couple times where me, being new to the series, I was like, "Ooh, Saitama, you're going to be tested here." And a couple times it made for a good fight scene. A couple times you're like, "Whoa!" But Saitama was a beast, and that workout is so silly. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Feel free to subscribe if you like this content. And I really only have two questions for you. One, is there a book or a series or a set of manga that you would recommend for me to read? Because I'm really interested in hearing what you have to say, and I would like to consider some of the stuff that you have read and you think that I might enjoy. And two, do you even read much? Bye-bye.